Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra begins at Puri with restrictions as per Supreme Court's guidelines. Rath Yatra begins at Jagannath Temple in Ahmedabad also after Gujarat High Court allows conducting Rath Yatra with restrictions. Defence Minister arrives at Moscow for a 3-day visit to Russia. India looks forward to deepening defence and strategic partnership with Russia as Rajya Mantri to hold bilateral meeting with Russian counterpart today. Corps commander level officers of Indian and Chinese armies meet at Trishul Moldo along the LAC. Army Commanders Conference in progress to review the operational situation on both the northern and western fronts. Army Chief General M.M. Narawane to visit Ladakh today. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to take part in trilateral virtual meeting with Russia and China today. Nation remembers founder of Bharatiya Jan Sangh, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, on his Balidan Divas. Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda pay tribute to the leader. India's recovery rate from COVID-19 improves to 55.77% with more than 2.37 lakh people cured. Global cases of COVID-19 cross 90 lakh. Death toll in hardest hit United States crosses 1.2 lakh. And extending the visa ban, US President Donald Trump temporarily suspends the entry of certain foreign workers into the United States. White House says the move will help COVID-19 battered economy. Good morning. You're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. In the next half an hour, we'll get an account of everything that's been making it to the headlines. First, we get to the top story. The world-famous Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra began in Puri amid restrictions. Odisha government on Monday imposed a curfew-like shutdown in Puri district ahead of the historic Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra and appealed to citizens to refrain from stepping out of their homes when the chariots roll out on the Grand Road in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The curfew-like shutdown has been put in place across the district from 9 p.m. of Monday till 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Meanwhile, all entry points to Puri have been sealed and no vehicle other than those for the purpose of Rath Yatra preparation is allowed into the temple town. Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra also began at Jagannath Temple in Ahmedabad with restrictions. In a late-night order, the Gujarat High Court allowed annual Rath Yatra as proposed by state government and temple authorities. Limited devotees are allowed to pull the chariot. As per the High Court's order, there will be a total Janta curfew across the city during Rath Yatra. And Rizwana Akhtar is joining us from Puri. Rizwana, a very different Rath Yatra is to be witnessed this time around with the devotees there wearing masks and not many devotees gathered there to pay their obeisance during the Rath Yatra. Let us know more about it.
That's right, Preeti. This is said to be one of its kind because there are no devotees. Of course, all the sevayas and the police personnel, they are devotees, but the common devotees are debarred from going there because of the pandemic. The 41-hour shutdown and all entry points sealed in Puri has been in place because of so that people do not enter the Puri temple precincts because of the pandemic. Now, the rituals has started since morning. All the three gods are brought outside the temple sanctum sanctorium and placed in their respective chariots. In the beginning first, Goddess Subhadra, then followed by God Balabhadra, and then Lord Jagannath. They come out of the sanctum sanctorium in a procession called Pahandi, and then they're installed in the three chariots. This year, due to the pandemic, the district administration has imposed certain restrictions. That there will be a limited number of people in the chariots. There will be a limited number of people pulling the chariots. All the devotees, all the police personnel on duty have been tested for COVID-19. Only people who have tested negative are allowed to be there. This is strictly in compliance with the Supreme Court directive, so that the pandemic is held in check. Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik held an emergency meeting yesterday night and has asked all the people to cooperate, because this is an unprecedented step amid the pandemic, holding the Rath Yatra, so that people at large are happy about it, because stopping the Rath Yatra and stopping a centuries-old tradition would have been considered inauspicious by many people. Hence, people from all walks of life have welcomed the Supreme Court directive and are cooperating with the district administration in order to see that the Rath Yatra proceeds smoothly, and that the pandemic advisory is all put in place and is being complied with. Preeti?
All right, yes, so people are cooperating and understanding the need to abide by the guidelines which have been put forth by the government. Also, Rizwana, very quickly, let us know the special arrangements which have been made. We tell our viewers that curfew-like situation is being put into place. Let us know more about the special measures which have been put in place by the administration there, talking of the law and order, maintaining law and order situation, and also going by the restrictions owing to COVID-19.
Well, the police, as the district administration has put in place a lot of the health officials are present there for testing. The ambulances and all health advisory paraphernalia is in place. All the temple surveyors, the temple servitors who are participating in the proceedings have already been tested, and they are all masked. The social distancing is being they are trying to keep it in place, but when they are bringing the Lord out of it, it is a little difficult. But nevertheless, all the servitors have been made aware that this is very important to follow the guidelines given by the center and the state. In addition to that, all the rituals, but the rituals have to be, there is a centuries-old rituals, and the rituals and traditions have to be maintained. So, since morning, this Jagannath Rath Yatra begins on a three-stage procession. First, the temple lords are brought out from the temple in a ceremonial procession called Pahandi. This has started, and this will be ending soon. After that, after the three lords are installed in their respective chariots, the PURI Gajapati Maharaja, that is the second stage, will come and symbolically sweep the chariots in a ritual called Chera Pahara. This signifies that in the eyes of the Lord, all people are same. All people are similar, whether it is the Gajapati. And after that, the third stage, that is the pulling of the chariots, will commence. According to the schedule, this will start somewhere around noon.
Okay. All right, so the pulling of the chariot will start around noon. Thank you so much, Rizwana, for joining us with those updates. And from here, we go across to our correspondent, Meghna, who is joining us on Ahmedabad Rath Yatra. Meghna, a while back, we were talking to Rizwana, and she was telling us about the Rath Yatra, which is to take place there in Puri. You tell us what are the arrangements, though pulling the chariot is considered to be really auspicious for the devotees, but this time we see that restrictions have been put in place owing to COVID-19 pandemic, and also a Janta curfew has been imposed there in Ahmedabad. You let us know more. How has the day begun there?
Yeah, absolutely, Preeti. It's the Jagannath Rath Yatra that's there in Ahmedabad is also extremely auspicious, and one of the biggest Rath Yatras, escorted by every year there are about like 20 policemen and also paramilitary forces that are usually deployed for the Rath Yatra, and there is a huge crowd which is generally seen during the Rath Yatra. But obviously, when we are in middle of a pandemic, the situation is very different this time around, and it's about over 142 years that this Rath Yatra has been going on, and near the Jagannath temple, which is situated in the Jamalpur area of Ahmedabad, and the entire yatra makes its way through the walled city, the old city of Ahmedabad, and through the Saraspur temple, which is also known as the Mausal, which is the maternal uncle's home. So it's a very auspicious Rath Yatra that is there, and there are huge bhajan mandalis, there are huge trucks which are there during the Rath Yatra. So there are elephants, number of elephants lined up on the streets, and the entire stretch of the Rath Yatra, there is a lot of pomp and show for the Rath Yatra generally. But this time around, as we know that we are in the middle of a pandemic, the Rath Yatra has been restricted only to the temple premises, and yesterday till 2 a.m. A bench of the Gujarat High Court had put a full stop on the entire speculations that were going on that there will be a traditional citywide procession or not. But the Rath Yatra has been restricted to the temple premises only, and the Mahant has also said that the 3 chariots which are there will be making the round around the temple premises, after which they will be kept in the premises for devotees. And also, this will be the first time that this kind the huge procession, so many kilometers long procession will not be taking place in the city. And this is extremely important because the decision that has been taken keeping in mind the people's safety and obviously the social distancing norms. And it is also said that generally what happens during the Rath Yatra is there is from 15 to 20 days there is a huge police, the entire planning is done for the Yatra because there are so many people and so many policemen that have to be deployed, and there are so many people that participate. But this time around, obviously, we will not be seeing people participating, and the Rath Yatra will conclude in the premises itself. There's also very interesting ritual generally of the Mangala Aarti and the Pahind ritual that takes place, wherein the cleaning of the chariots path is being every year done by the Chief Minister. So this time also around, when we know that all the aarti and everything has taken place, and we are expecting that the entire procession will be taking place inside the temple premises only, and this will be in abiding to the High Court's decision, High Court's verdict that came last night, late last night. The hearing started around 12:45 a.m. and concluded by 2 a.m. and wherein the High Court actually striked off all the petitions that were, asking for a procession around the city without the people, without the devotees around. But we'll be seeing it in the temple premises this time, and all the arrangements have been made so that a very concise Rath Yatra can be seen this time.
All right, so guidelines and norms pertaining to social distancing being followed during the Rath Yatra in Ahmedabad and in Puri. Thank you so much, Meghna, for joining us with those updates. We'll keep you updated during the day. Let's get to other news on this. The President has also expressed his good wishes. He extended greetings to the citizens on the auspicious occasion of Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra. Taking to Twitter, that is the official account of Rashtrapati Bhavan, the President tweeted, and I quote him, "Greetings to everyone on the auspicious occasion of Rath Yatra, especially to the devotees of Lord Jagannath in Odisha. May the Lord bless us with courage and determination in our fight against COVID-19 and bring us good health and joy." And renowned sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik also greeted people on the auspicious occasion in his unique style. And these are the samples of creativity of Sudarshan Patnaik, and he himself has erected beautiful sand sculptures, and here we can see Lord Jagannath and that is synonymous with the important day today, that is Lord Jagannath's Rath Yatra, which is being conducted in Puri and Ahmedabad. As we told you, that this is for the first time that the Rath Yatra is being conducted with very few devotees, given the strict adherence to the norms of social distancing in these tough times of COVID-19. Added to this, Prime Minister also greeted people on the commencement of Puri Rath Yatra. He tweeted, and here on our screens we have it, भगवान जगन्नाथ की रथ यात्रा के पावन पुनीत अवसर पर आप सभी को मेरी हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। मेरी कामना है कि श्रद्धा और भक्ति से भरी यह यात्रा देशवासियों के जीवन में सुख, समृद्धि, सौभाग्य और आरोग्य लेकर आए। जय जगन्नाथ। So Prime Minister's tweet evident of his concern to keep the people healthy and safe and secure. And talking of other news we are tracking, Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh is on a 3-day visit to Russia. Raksha Mantri will today hold bilateral talks with his Russian counterpart in Moscow. Both the leaders will be looking forward to deepen the defense and strategic partnership between the two countries. India-Russia defense and strategic partnership will figure prominently during the bilateral talks. And Raksha Mantri will attend the Victory Parade tomorrow to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the victory in the Second World War. The parade is organized to honor the heroism and sacrifices made by the Russian and other friendly people. A tri-service 75-member Indian military contingent will also participate in the Victory Parade along with Russian contingent and other invited contingents. The Indian participation in the Victory Day Parade will be a mark of tribute to the great sacrifices made by Russia and other nations in the Second World War, in which Indian soldiers also participated and made supreme sacrifice. And standoff continues between India and China with regard to the border issue. Corps commanders of both the countries yesterday met in Chushul, Moldo on Monday. The meeting will continue today as well to review the operational situation on both the northern and western fronts. All top commanders, including Northern Command Chief Lieutenant General Y.K. Joshi, are taking part in the 2-day meeting. Meanwhile, according to sources, Army Chief General M.M. Narvane will be visiting Ladakh today. And for more on this, we're joined in by our correspondent Amrit Pal Singh. Amrit, Army Chief General M.M. Narvane will be visiting Ladakh today. Let us know what can be expected during the day.
That's right, Priti. General Narvane will be visiting Ladakh this evening. He is expected to visit forward army bases to see the preparedness. He's likely to continue his visit to the Kashmir Valley also on the 24th. The idea that we're hearing is to check the operational preparedness and review the operational preparedness of the army. After the Defence Minister took the meeting of the Tri-Services Chief and the CDS, and it was decided that the new rules of engagement will follow from now on, and all the three forces have been told to keep operational preparedness at the highest level and keep a strict vigil on the LAC, given the Chinese build-up on the other side. Though military commanders are talking, we saw the Corps Commander level meeting yesterday last for more than 10 hours at Moldo Chushul. The Army Chief's visit today would be looking at that are the forces ready to and prepared in the event of any misadventure by the Chinese, because the armed forces have been told to give a befitting reply if there is any transgression or misadventurism. As you know, the Air Force Chief had also visited the Srinagar and Leh on the Wednesday and Thursday of last week. So now the Army Chief's visit comes after that. So it's basically to keep to review the operational preparedness of the forces in this theatre.
All right, Amrit, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. And External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will participate in the Foreign Minister level Trilateral Russia, India, China or the RIC meeting through video conferencing, along with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. The three leaders were originally scheduled to meet on March 22nd in Sochi, but the annual meeting had to be put off due to COVID-19 pandemic. The participation is being seen as significant coming days after the deadly clash that took place between Indian and Chinese troops at the Galwan Valley in Ladakh sector on the night of June 15th. Dr. Jaishankar had also spoken to his Chinese counterpart on June 17th following the deadly clash, and both the sides had agreed to de-escalate the situation. Now, this will be the first meeting of the RIC foreign ministers that will be taking place through video conferencing. The three ministers are expected to discuss the current situation of the global pandemic and also the challenges of global security, financial stability and RIC cooperation in that context. Our correspondent Abhishek Jha is joining us to get us more on that. Abhishek, we've given a broad outline of what all can be taken up between the foreign ministers of Russia, India and China when they meet for a trilateral talks today through video conference. Spell out more details.
Preeti, this trilateral summit, which is going to be virtual, is happening at a time when there is a global pandemic, global fear of this coronavirus, and this trilateral meeting is going to focus much more on this pandemic, how to deal with it, its future course, and what are the options that these three countries can work around, and they can contain the future progress of this virus, and they can help each other in developing some research and development and about this medicine, vaccination, or anything which can control and curb this spread of this coronavirus. This is at this moment one of the major challenges that the global countries are facing, and India, Russia, China are trying to collaborate on this. This will be one of the major focus areas. Beside that, India, Russia, China, in the past, they have been discussing the geopolitical spectrum of globally, how the financial infrastructure can be supported in this region. Beside the global, regional politics is also one of the major area that can be discussed in this meeting. So, despite there has been earlier some hesitation from India after a week ago when there was a deadly clash between Indian and Chinese soldiers at the Galwan Valley. However, on behalf of Russia, who is also chairing this meeting, this trilateral meeting is happening at this point of time. We hope that this brings out some positivity around the globe and around this pandemic, which is causing a great concern. And we are waiting what the result could be of this meeting. However, there is expect earlier it used to be a joint communique also issued at the end of the meeting. So we'll have to see whether this joint communique or joint statement will be out this time also or not.
All right, Abhishek, thank you so much for joining us with those inputs. That was our correspondent Abhishek Jha telling us more about the trilateral meeting between the foreign ministers of Russia, India and China. We'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, let's get to other news. The Indian Pavilion for the Cannes Film Market 2020 in France was virtually inaugurated on Monday. Speaking at the digital event, Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said that the film industry represents India's soft power. Films are made in multiple languages in the country. He urged foreign filmmakers to come to India and shoot maximum number of films and also invest in the movie industry. The Information and Broadcasting Minister also released a booklet and a poster at the event for the 51st International Film Festival of India, slated to be held in Goa from 20th of November this year. He said that Indian films are being widely promoted at the Cannes Film Festival. Balidan Divas of Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, the founder of Janata Sangh, is being observed today. Born on July 6th, 1901, the late Mukherjee breathed his last on June 23rd, 1953. Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee was a prominent orator and a nationalist leader who protested against the permit system in Kashmir. Remembering the visionary leader, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid tributes to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Home Minister Amit Shah also paid tribute to Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his Balidan Divas today. And now let's take a look at the COVID-19 updates from across the country. The recovery rate of COVID-19 patients has improved to 55.77% in the country. So far, a total of 2,37,195 patients have been cured of the illness. During the last 24 hours, a total of 9,440 COVID-19 patients have been cured. Presently, there are 1.74 lakh active cases and all are under active medical supervision. That's it in this edition of the news this hour. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.